Hey guys, it's Madison. Thanks for joining me in this faithful home. Today, I'm going to share a video with you guys talking about rules that I broke in this pregnancy. If you're new to my channel, I am 35 weeks pregnant by the time you're watching this video. I'm making sure that I do some filming in advance. That way I'm ready to relax when baby gets here. But I am super close to having this baby, and so throughout this entire pregnancy I have broken a lot of rules. And I saw this video from Rachel at Ivory and Ebony, and I thought it was a great idea. So we're gonna talk about the rules I broke in pregnancy. Okay, so picture you first find out you're pregnant, you were super excited, super nervous, and then all of a sudden you start Googling things, or you have people telling you, oh my gosh, you can't eat this. Oh my gosh, you can't do this. You can't do this. You can't. That gets really annoying really fast. I don't know about you, but it did for me. Like, don't tell me what I can and can't do. Obviously, to a degree, like don't drink alcohol. Yeah, that makes sense. A sip or a glass here and there, it's fine. Don't do drugs. That you should never do that anyways. So let's talk about the things that I did that were approved by my midwife. I had talked to her, I did my own research, and don't take my word for gold. If you are pregnant and you want to do these things, consult a professional first. Talk to your midwife, talk to your OB, talk to someone that knows what they're doing. Don't trust someone like me on the internet for advice. But let's talk about the things that I did. So I broke these up into like 2 or 3 categories. We got food, working out, lifestyle, that kind of stuff. Let's start with food, because that is the most talked about thing in pregnancy. Don't eat this food. You can't have that. Oh, sucks for you. You're gonna have to wait 9 months till you can enjoy this again. I didn't follow any of that. I ate deli meat. Deli meat is a thing that they say, do not eat cold cuts while you are pregnant. And by golly, I ate the crap out of sandwiches the entire pregnancy. I would put it on quesadillas, on cold sandwiches, you name it. I did not have to heat it up to a certain temperature. I just ate it cold, and it's fine. They say that there's all of these things you can like contract a bacteria or from these things, and you have a very, very, very small chance of doing that not pregnant. And so if you're pregnant, yeah, of course, like, and you contract like E. coli or salmonella, whatever, it's bad. But the likelihood of you actually contracting that is very rare anyways, especially with how things are produced and packaged and processed in the United States, which is where I live. I don't know about you and where you live, but here it's fine. Like, the only time that we're okay with the processing of foods. I digress. So yeah, I eat deli meat. Raw sushi. I love raw sushi, and I did not give it up in this pregnancy. I would go to trusted sushi restaurants. I wouldn't get gas station sushi because that sounds terrible in the first place, but I would go to trusted restaurants that I know prepare their foods properly, and I would eat raw sushi because it's delicious and I'm fine. The next thing, runny eggs. So they say when you're pregnant, you can't eat runny yolk. And first off, runny yolk is the most delicious way to eat eggs. I don't know about you, but I love a good fried egg that's like, you barely fry it. That way when you cut it open, all the yellow runs out. Ooh, so good. And I'm actually gonna make that for breakfast after I finish filming this, which makes me even more hungry thinking about it. But yeah, I eat raw eggs. Sometimes I will crack them straight into my smoothie. The thing that I will say is that I raise my own chickens. I know what I'm feeding my girls. I know what foods they're getting, what snacks and treats they're getting, that they are raised in a good environment, that they have plenty of room to roam. So I trust the fact that my eggs are going to be very healthy. They're actually more healthy and more nutritious than the eggs that you'll buy at the store, so I can confidently crack one open and eat it raw. Tuna. They say not to eat a lot of food that has mercury in it. The levels of mercury that you get in tuna, you'd have to eat like 50 packets a day for it to really make a difference. So eating tuna every now and then is not a big deal. And I love tuna salads. They were really good. Tuna rolls in sushi, but mostly just like canned tuna. I'll eat a tuna salad. They're super high in protein and they're a quick, easy snack. And so I'm definitely not giving that up in my pregnancy. And the last thing on the list for food is undercooked steak. So I'm Italian. My grandpa always cooked steak where you basically flip it once, twice, hear it moo still, and serve it. And that was the best way that we would eat steak growing up at his house. And so that's how I love eating it. I love ordering it medium rare. If I go to restaurants where I'm not 100% sure of their cooking, I will get it medium. Generally, I'll get it medium rare. I like it bloody. I like it mooing. That's what we always would say. And I have not changed that habit in this pregnancy. We actually get our meat this year, is the first year we've done it, from a local friend of ours who raises cattle. And so we purchased organic grass-fed beef, a half of a cow. Like, I picked it up at the slaughterhouse. And so we split it with my parents. That's a long tangent, not part of the story, but we know where our meat comes from. We know the quality of it. So when I cook it at home, you best believe I don't cook it till it's like dark in the middle. I let that thing bleed, and it is delicious. And red meat has a lot of protein in it, a very good source of nutrients for your pregnancy. And I'm not worried about my blood pressure or anything that red meat can, spike, because I am staying super healthy. And so I eat a good amount of red meat. And when I do, I eat it medium rare. Okay, let's move on to like lifestyle, health and wellness is the other category. I'll just kind of lump everything into it. The first thing that I will say is I refuse the traditional gestational diabetes testing. And so I broke that rule that you have to go get this testing done at, 26 weeks, I think? No, I wasn't having that. I was not about to fast and then drink a huge tub of sugar. Like, that literally makes no sense to me in the first place. Why they would do that to pregnant women who, if you have been eating healthy and very nutritious throughout your pregnancy, your body's gonna go crazy when it starves itself, then pumps it full of sugar. Like, what are you expecting there? So instead, I opted to test my blood levels on my own with a glucose monitor for 5 days to show a more accurate reading of what my glucose levels were throughout this pregnancy. And so I broke the rule that you have to get a specific gestational diabetes testing, because I'm not about to drink that sugar drink. The next rule that I broke is not painting or being around paint fumes or like stains and wood thing for the house. You know what I'm saying. Just a couple weeks ago, I painted our master bedroom. It's the last room in the upstairs that had not been painted. It's where I'm planning to have our home birth, which, if you didn't know I'm planning a home birth, I have a whole series. I'll leave it up here for you guys. Go check that out. But I wanted that space and that environment to be like ready. And so I grabbed the paint and the paintbrush and the roller and I painted the bedroom. Like, I wasn't worried about being around paint fumes because I had a fan on and a diffuser going, and it's fine. I can paint while pregnant. I also did a staining project and made sure the same. I had a fan. Didn't wear a mask because that's just like, well, no, I don't wear masks at all. And so I just did it because it's fine. Also, funny story about the bedroom makeover that I did. I don't caution myself when it comes to being pregnant about standing on ladders or chairs. Like, I'm not broken. Pregnancy is not an illness or a cripple. If you are low risk, then you can do normal things, guys. Like, talk to your doctor, talk to your OBGYN, talk to your nurse, talk to your midwife, whoever it is, and tell them that you're not broken. Like, we can do things while we're pregnant. Funny story. So, did the makeover, right? Got curtains in the mail, got super excited. I was like, yes, I'm gonna hang these new curtains and this curtain rod. And so I'm standing on our nightstand because that seems like the responsible thing to do at 8 months pregnant. And I'm like drilling in the brackets for the curtain rod. And then I thought to myself, if David walks in right now, he's gonna see me standing on a nightstand and he's gonna be upset. It's probably not the safest thing. So I go into the dining room, I grab a dining room chair, I bring it into our bedroom, I stand on it to start working instead because our step ladder is like not tall enough. So I'm standing on this chair, which is a really sturdy chair, probably like arguably way sturdier than the nightstand. Anyway, so I'm standing on it, I turn and I like fall. I don't fall, like hit my head or anything. I like lose balance because of the belly and like catch myself as I'm like going on the ground and like stand. Like I was like a cat reflex. It was great. David walked into the room right at that moment. And he's on the phone with someone. He's like, oh my gosh, my 8-month pregnant wife just about fell out of a chair. What are you doing? I was like, I was trying to be safe because I was standing on a nightstand and I should have just stood on the nightstand because that was a whole lot safer because I didn't fall when I was on the nightstand. Anyways, you can permission to stand on a chair? Sure. Just know your balance and maybe be a little bit more careful. It's all right, I'm fine. The next rule that I broke is not taking hot baths or hot showers. Now they say in pregnancy, you're not supposed to be like in a hot tub and you can't take hot baths because if your body temperature goes up, then obviously it affects the baby and you have to be smart. So you have to avoid it at all costs. You don't have to avoid it at all costs. I just make sure that my baths are a little bit warmer than hot. Like before pregnancy, I'd like boiling hot baths, like scald my skin. Like it just felt so nice and relaxing. I tone it down a little bit. Like this is really dumb, but I don't have like a thermometer for the bathtub specifically. So I grabbed our meat thermometer from the kitchen. It stays in the bathroom right now because when I draw my bath, I make sure not to get it above a certain, like I probably before would do like 115 degree bath, which sounds wild and crazy just thinking about it. But now it's more like I stay in the 100 to 110. Like that's my give and take. And that's fine. Like I'm not worried about it. The hot bath is super relaxing on my body. I make sure that, you know, right away I'm not submerging my belly, and then as the water cools down that I can relax in it. And I don't stay in it forever. Like I make sure that my body temperature is not raising past what it should, my internal temperature, but I take hot baths. It's fantastic. And then likewise, I take hot showers. I let that heat penetrate my back. Don't let my belly necessarily like fully get the water on it. I don't like it hitting my face anyways, but I let my back hit that water and let it just relax because water is super relaxing for me. That's why I want to have a water birth and I can just zone out when I take a shower. And I love having the hot water pressure hit my back at those points where they're hurting. It's nice. Now I want a hot shower. Cool. All these things that they say you can't do, they're fine. Doctor, but I'm fine. Okay, last thing that I'm going to talk about, which is super annoying to think about. And they say don't lift heavy things and don't work out strenuously. And basically you need to be like immobile in pregnancy, like it's a cripple. Pregnancy is not a cripple, guys. If you are low risk and you are approved by your doctor or your midwife to do exercises, exercising is so important and crucial for your pregnancy. I did CrossFit up until 31 weeks of pregnancy. Yeah, I had to modify my weight a little bit because I'm like growing a human, but I still deadlifted. I still did snatches, overhead squat, clean and jerk, pull-ups, which I can't really do pull-ups anyways. Like I did all these things. The only modification that I made is a little bit less weight because as I was going, it was harder. Not that I wanted to only do a little bit of weight, but like it was harder. So I wouldn't do as much. And then I couldn't do sit-ups so that we would avoid coning. But other than that, I lifted heavy objects, guys. I lift heavy things at home, around the house. I carry all the groceries in at once. I work out. They say you can't do these things. Come on, like moving your body in pregnancy is so important. Why would you say, no, you can't lift that. Let me get it for you because you're pregnant. It's not a cripple, guys. Like if I'm low risk, it's not a big deal. It's great for my body. Yes, our body is producing relaxin hormone, and so you're prone to more injury because your body is not as tight and you're sending relaxin to the muscles so that they can stretch for this pregnancy. But as long as you're safe and you're under proper guidance, then you're fine. Talk to your doctor. Don't take my word for it. I'm just some random person on the internet. But I did CrossFit up until 31 weeks and I'm still doing my stretches and exercises now leading up to delivery. All right, guys, those are the rules that I broke in this pregnancy. Let me know down in the comments below what rules you broke because we need to shift the mindset. We need to shift the narrative from all these things that you can't do and putting so much stress on a pregnant mama to just letting her do the things she wants to do within moderation, within the guidance of a licensed care physician. And let's not put so much stress on her. Like we don't need mamas to be any more stressed than they probably are now by telling them that they can't eat sushi if they are craving sushi. Come on. Okay, that's gonna be it. I could go off but I'm not going to. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are new to my channel, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button so you feel welcomed into this faithful home with me. Check my playlists up here for all the baby related content. I'll leave them down in the description box below for you guys, and hop on over to my Instagram at This Faithful Home so you can give me a follow over there to keep up with our daily lives as we wind down to the end of pregnancy. I post videos every Wednesday here on this channel. I'm going to try to keep doing that throughout the rest of this pregnancy into motherhood. I'm going to pre-film some so that way I can stay consistent but also have a nice break and enjoy time with our baby. But yeah, thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys next week for another video. Bye.